Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with MLB 13, this show, and we've got some Kevin Millar Road to the Show coming your way here. As promised, this is going to be a Q&A video and the introduction of the new pitch. So you guys decided we're going to be looking at the 12-6 curve. So I've got that coming right here. I'm not going to throw it that much because even when I went ahead and spent all the points on it that I could, it's still in like the mid-50s for everything. So next and final pitch, of course, is going to be the cutter. So I'll be going with that one once I've gone ahead and mastered the 12-6 curve. All right, so sorry there's only 3 videos going up today. I actually got stuck watching stuff on YouTube. I was watching a lot of Ollie G videos and stuff. Cracks me up. Anyway, let's get to the questions. The first one is, what was the best play you made while playing baseball? So that's a tough one because when I think of like my best plays, I think of a couple things. There's like a couple defensive plays that I think of, and then there's like offensive. I stole bases a lot. I was really, really fast. And I think that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of aggressive base running in the video games too, is just because I would always steal bases. And I wasn't like a power hitter, so it's not like I really hit any home runs. I hit one home run, and then I hit a couple like inside the park ones when I was really young. But anyway, so the first play that I can think of is I was playing catcher, and throw comes in from the outfield. It was way off. Well, I shouldn't say way off, but like I had to reach over. So I'm right-handed, okay? So I had to take my left hand, which my glove was in, and I had to reach over to my right side to be able to make the catch. But I couldn't stay that far away from home plate. So after I caught it, I like dove over to the left, and I scraped the guy on the back as he started sliding into home plate, and I got him out. So that was really, really cool. It's one of those things that I don't want this to sound gruesome, but I can't wait till I die so I can go back and I watch that moment again and just be like, oh, that was awesome. But the other play that I could think of was I was playing third base, and the runner had advanced on over to third, okay? And foul ball went over by me, and so I picked up the ball, and I pretended to throw it back to the pitcher, but I really hit it underneath my armpit, and there was, of course, the ump that wasn't too far away, and I was like, hey, watch this. And the dude took a little bit of a lead off of third, and I went and I tagged him, and he got called out. So I was able to successfully complete the hidden ball trick, and that was probably one of the coolest plays that I had ever done. So, yeah, great question. That was actually really cool to go back and think of that. So next question, what phone do I have? I have 2 phones right now. One is my personal phone. I have a Motorola Droid Razr, which I'm thinking about upgrading here pretty soon to the Motorola Droid Ultra, which I think is coming out August 20th. I'm a big fan of Motorola, so I don't know, like just for me working in technical support, I know they have superior antennas to some other manufacturers, and I like Android, so that's what I have right now. For my work phone, I have a Samsung Charge, but that one I'm going to be able to upgrade pretty soon, so I think I'm going to get an iPhone 5 for that one. So, I mean, I don't have to pay for the phone or anything like that. So I don't see the point really of having 2 Android devices, so I want to have an iPhone and an Android. So I'm probably going to be going with that. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot about phones. I mean, I work for Verizon Wireless, so I don't know, I could tell you a whole bunch about phones probably. But yeah, that's what I've got. All right, so next question. If you were to have a team in Nebraska, what sport would you like to see and how many games would you go to? So I mean, this derives from me saying many times that Nebraska, we don't have a professional team really, except the closest thing that we have to it is the Cornhuskers. So if I had a sport that we could actually have a professional team for, of course it would be baseball for me. I mean, we've got like semi-pro teams and independent leagues and stuff. And if I could go to every single game, I would. It's just I work an odd schedule. You guys know I work late because I'm like, right now it's 5:56 in the morning and I'm doing this. So I don't get too many chances to be able to watch baseball. So I don't know. That would be cool to have an MLB team in Lincoln, but I know it's never going to happen. So that reminds me. Not this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to be in Denver and watching the Rockies and Pirates play. That's going to be sweet. So, yeah, I'd love to see baseball, and I'd go to as many games as I could. All right, so what got me into baseball? So I'm going to go ahead and answer this two ways. So I'm going to say, like, what got me playing baseball first and then, like, actually following baseball. So my dad signed me up to be able to play, like, T-ball when I was really little, just over the summer. And I really, really enjoyed it. And so every single summer after that, like, I'd always make sure that I got signed up to be able to play baseball. I mean, it was cool getting a chance to be able to play with my friends, just do that stuff over the summer. And, I mean, I wasn't the best player, but I just enjoyed it so much. So I made sure that, every single year that I could play baseball, I did. So it's all because of my dad here. I mean, he was the one who went out and played catch with me and really taught me how to play the game. So it's all my dad for that one, which I am eternally grateful for. He's a good guy. And me, like, following baseball, I really didn't start following baseball until I couldn't play anymore. Like, there's just this... I mean, some of you understand what I'm going to talk about here. Not all of you do. But the day that comes where you no longer play baseball anymore, you feel like you're missing something in your life. And I still feel it now. Like, I would give just about anything to go ahead and actually play baseball again. But since I haven't played in a long time, I'm sure I'm not going to be that good. I'd be terribly rusty, especially with hitting. But, and even the adult leagues here in Lincoln, they're just not that great. So, I mean, I've tried doing softball and stuff, just not the same. But when I realized that my days of playing baseball were over and that I was never going to play baseball again, I wanted to keep connecting with the sport that I grew up and I absolutely loved. So, I'd watch a lot more baseball. I'd read about it and stuff. And it really wasn't until, like 2001 that I started, like, really paying attention to baseball, like, professionally and stuff. Because I was like, I need to have a team. And that's when I chose the A's when they were doing really well. And then that all solidified in 2002 when they had that huge win streak. So, did I go to college? And if so, what college did I go to? So I went to the University of Nebraska, and I studied communications, which is basically like majoring in pre-unemployment, because it's one of those ones, it's like, well, sweet, you've got this degree, what do you do with it? Now, I made a big mistake. I dropped out of college because at the time, it was when the economy, like, was just starting to get really, really terrible. And it was at the lowest it could be, like 2008. So the place I was working at I was working at Blockbuster at the time, and they were starting to close up. And my boss was like, hey, we're letting all these people go. If you don't want to be one of those people who are let go, you have to work more hours. And these are the hours that you have to work to make up for the people who were getting rid of. So I was kind of in a pickle here. I was like, do I go ahead and quit my job and focus on school, or, and have, like, literally no money whatsoever, because it's not like they were giving me, like, any type of severance package or anything, or do I just drop out of college and keep working? So I was dumb, and I decided to go ahead and drop out of college and keep working, thinking that I was going to go back to college. Well, I got really, really lazy with it, and so here I am right now without a college degree. And yeah, so I'm going to be going back to school pretty soon. I'm actually talking with some people from the University of Nebraska about going back, taking some online classes to finish the degree that I have, or that I want to get, and then keep going. Like, I've always had this dream of getting a doctorate, so, I mean, that's my end goal. So even though that I made the mistake of dropping out of college, I'm very lucky in that it's not something I have to live with for the rest of my life. So, okay, next question. What do I think about the biogenesis investigation? I don't want to go too much into it because we're talking about people's favorite players and teams and stuff like that. And I think in something like this, I'm not really the an expert on the subject and shouldn't really give my own opinion on this. But just as a whole, I do think it's good that MLB is trying to go ahead and clean up the game. And so, I mean, I support that aspect of it. I am, of course, watching to see what happens because I am kind of interested in, what's going to happen down the road with all of this. But I've never been a fan of people using steroids or any type of performance-enhancing drugs in baseball. I know people will say, well, there's a point where everybody was doing it, and so, those who had, records or who were really good at the time should still be considered really good because everybody was doing it. But I just don't think that's right at all because, if everybody's doing it and everybody's on a higher playing field, then, or at a higher level of athletic skill, then what about everybody else before who didn't do it, or everybody who comes after who doesn't do it? I mean, you look at this era and you're like, oh, wow, these guys were just phenomenal, and it's really not the case. I mean, these guys were all doped up on steroids. So I do think the game needs to be clean. I do not think it's right to ever use any type of performance-enhancing drugs or anything that's going to give you an advantage over somebody else besides just hard work, pure talent, and dedication. So I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm glad they found out about it, and I trust Major League Baseball to make the right decision. And at the end of the day, I'm going to support what they say because I'm not fully informed on everything. I'm not sitting in those meetings. I don't know everything that's going on, but I'm just hoping the game gets cleaned up. So next question, if you got to meet a baseball player from any point, who would it be? Lou Gehrig, hands down. I mean, I would just love to be able to tell him how much of an inspiration he has been, what a tremendous human being he is, and just go ahead and get a chance to maybe play catch with him or something. Lou Gehrig is definitely my favorite player just for what he represents. And I know I've mentioned this a few times in some of the Lou Gehrig videos, but when you think about what Lou Gehrig had, like ALS, or what a terrible disease it is, like if you know who Stephen Hawking is, Stephen Hawking has ALS, so that's what Lou Gehrig had, and that's why it's called Lou Gehrig's disease. But it's such a terrible thing, and for him to still say, even though he had this terrible disease, that he was the luckiest man on the face of the earth, and it, you could tell they truly meant it, and said that instead of, well, I'm in a tough situation, blah blah blah, just trying to get sympathy or pity from people. No. He definitely wasn't that kind of person. So I have a lot of respect for him, and I definitely would want to meet him. So next question, which is kind of like 2 in 1. Did my wife play sports, and will my son play sports? Well, gosh, she's probably going to murder me for saying this. My wife did not play a particular sport. She was a cheerleader, and she was on the dance team in high school. So some people will consider cheerleading a sport. Others will not. I had a friend in high school, got interviewed by the newspaper, and this was the question that they asked. They were just like, is cheerleading a sport? And he was quoted in the newspaper saying that, no, cheerleading is like a jockstrap. They don't play the game. They just support it. So, sorry, that kind of cracked me up there. So, no, she didn't actually, play sports, but she is really athletic. When we were dating and stuff, we'd actually go and play catch. I, lived in an apartment. It wasn't too far away from a high school, so we would just go out to the baseball field, and we would just, throw the ball back and forth, and she's got a pretty good arm, so... will my son play sports? That is going to be entirely up to him. Am I going to push him, of course, to play a little bit of baseball? Of course. Some of the clothes that he has already says, Daddy's Little Slugger and stuff like that. And the first toy that he got, I made sure was a baseball. So I'm kind of, I'll even sometimes, take his arm and I'll just be like, throw. And I'll just do, a throwing motion just so he kind of gets used to it. But if he doesn't want to play baseball, I'm not going to force him. I mean, I want him to be able to have his own life, do what he wants to do, but I won't mind. And then the last question, why did you begin a YouTube career? I hope one day this becomes a career. This is more of a hobby right now. But I just decided, that this would be something that'd be nice. It kind of ties into college. Because I was a communications major, I thought this would be a great chance for me to, keep working on my communication skills and do something fun at the same time, which is... going ahead and playing video games. But it's really evolved. I'm told I do a lot of good, and I help people out and, kind of lift them up and stuff. So I keep doing it because it's one of the few things that I feel I do a lot of good with, and I'm a positive influence. So it really motivates me to keep going. A little bit of income is nice, but I really don't make that much money off of this. So it's for those other reasons that I do decide to keep doing it. But I just thought it would be fun, and it's definitely turned out to be the case here. Stressful, yes. Frustrating at times. Doing YouTube definitely is frustrating, but I don't know. I'm glad that I decided to do it. It's been, absolutely interesting because there's nothing that I have ever done in my life that I think, as a hobby has been as rewarding as this, as far-reaching as something like this too. As I go through and I take a look at some of the analytics, oh no. I'm chasing you down. You're not going home.
Come on, baby.
But yeah, when I take a look at some of the analytics and I see, where some of the videos are being watched from, like, it just blows my mind because I didn't think that there would be anything that I would do where, my artwork or something that I create is seen literally across the world. So I don't know. I started because it's fun, but I keep doing it for a lot of different reasons here, and I'm glad that I do it. It's kind of nice, just to have something like this. Makes me feel pretty good about myself. But I'm getting pulled here, as you can see, in the 9th inning. So Andrew Bailey's going to come in and try and close this game out. But I did a pretty good job being able to help the Red Sox get to where they are. So, all right. So Andrew Bailey's not going to go and get a save here. 8-3. So 3 earned runs for Kevin Millar in this one. So that's going to be it. Thanks a lot. I know I didn't throw the 12-6 curve that much because I didn't want to give up a ton of hits. But you'll be seeing that a lot more, so don't worry about it. But thanks again, you guys, for the questions and everything. I sure do appreciate it. More of the Kevin Millar series to come later on, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great jazz. But you guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again. And as always, I hope you have a good one.